our lovely Tuesday, Grati-Tuesday special guest, Father Neil Borda. Good morning.
Borojar, Gina, welcome back on your hollybobs.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, it's lovely to be back. I feel all relaxed.
Relaxed, refreshed, and renewed, and ready
Yes.
to hit the airwaves again.
That's it indeed. And I'm actually very, very lucky that I'm not suffering with the hay fever at the moment. However, your eyes have been streaming this morning. You're getting the hay fever bug.
I am, yeah. It's I don't do the sneezing, but the eyes, and I get this terrible roof of my mouth gets really, really itchy. Yeah. So I have to combination of local honey, which always works fantastically well, and also the antihistamines. So it's not quite as bad as when I eat rhubarb. When I eat rhubarb, my teeth get itchy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
goodness. I want to scratch my teeth. I don't know why. It's always been a thing since I was a kid.
Well. Goodness. How'd you get itchy teeth? I've never heard of that. Do you actually scratch them then? Do you get like a pen like this?
Yeah.
My word.
Scratch
I love that.
Well, on Friday, it's National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day, so you take shelter.
No, just strawberries. No rhubarb for me.
No rhubarb. Father Neil, it's Grati-Tuesday today. We've already heard from Eleanor, who's grateful for her dad and wishing him a happy 80th birthday today.
Amazing.
Paige is grateful for her children's attitude to life and achievements, and also her dad bettering his health, fighting the big C. And also grateful for Gina being back, and Gail, that was Rachel, and Gail's grateful for family and new friends.
Wow.
Isn't that lovely?
Lots of things to be grateful this morning. For me, this week we're thinking in the church all about the time when Jesus gathered with his friends in the upper room and took bread and broke it and took wine and gave it, which we have as the center of one of our services. But it got me thinking about slow food.
Ooh.
Not fast food. I mean, I'm grateful for fast food. I love myself a burger, love myself a kebab, but slow food. Those times in our lives when we have the opportunity to gather with friends, whether it's a barbecue, whether it's a curry, whether it's a Sunday lunch, whatever it is, when you're not pressured, you're not eating just for eating's sake or refueling, when you know that you've got a couple of hours to relax in other people's company and enjoy the meal and enjoy the company and just soak up those times. It can be with friends, it can be with family, it can be with your partner, it can be even with strangers. I've had some wonderful meals associated with the church. You know what they say, strangers are just friends that you haven't got to know properly yet. So today and this week, I'm grateful for slow food. And I would encourage all of us, particularly in this sort of weather, to take the opportunity to stop, to think, and to share a meal with someone else. There's something really, really intimate about sitting down and just having a bite to eat, and then having a conversation, and then another bite to eat. And if it involves sharing from the same pot or the same container, then it's even better. You could go on a picnic. You could go for a walk and just share a bag of chips with each other down by the quayside. But whatever it is, I think one of the things that we, in this highly pressured world, forget to do is actually stop and spend quality time with each other. There's a reason, I think, why lots and lots of first dates are over a meal, because you want to get to know that person, and stopping and spending time over 1, 2, 3, however many courses gives you the opportunity to punctuate that conversation with something that bonds you together. So you two, what's your favorite slow meal? What's your favorite slow food?
I love a
Well,
Sunday roast. I'd eat a Sunday roast, a roast dinner every day of the week. I'd absolutely love that. And it's one of those times where it does actually bring everybody together. It's sort of like, right, stop, everybody. We're going to be sitting at the table, around the table, and eating. Phones away, and we're going to actually talk. And that
Yeah.
just brings me to it's those important times, actually. And we all need to do that as friends and family as well.
I
yeah.
think that's why at Christmas and maybe at Easter as well, we have an extended version, a special version of the Sunday roast, don't we?
Mhm.
Because it's a special time of the year when we maybe draw people who are outside of our core group together, and we spend even longer. What about you, Tom?
So I'm very fortunate actually this week, because as you just mentioned there, the hustle and bustle, and I've got to be there and be there. The other night I came home and the weather was nice and warm. My mum was sat outside, and I just sat down and joined her. We ordered a takeaway, but there was no rush for it to arrive, and we just sat there, just the two of us. And it's probably the longest time we've spent together talking in a long time, just waiting for the takeaway to arrive. And that was lovely. And other than that, I like the whole process of preparing food with other people. And my sister makes a spaghetti bolognese, or if I'm following something from like a Jamie Oliver recipe, I like that whole thing of, we're here now for the next 2 hours preparing our food, and we're going to sit down and enjoy it together. We're not going to rush off anywhere. And that's what I really enjoy, is the preparing the food as well. And I was lucky enough to go on holiday to France often, and that's very much a French way of life. Right, we're all together now, and we're all going to enjoy each other's company, enjoy fine food, enjoy fine drink, and just get to know each other.
I'm kind of like the anti-Smithy from Gavin and Stacey, because I like going out for a curry with family and friends, but I do like it when we all sort of like dip in.
Oh yes.
And we have all of, and Smithy famously was sort of like, no, that's my prawn boona, that's my chicken boona. You order your own stuff, and you eat your own stuff. Whereas I like that whole sort of like dip in and mixing, and not just curries, mezzes and all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
If you're going to go Italian, olives and the breadsticks and the hummus and the little bit of pasta and all that sort of stuff. Somehow it makes it more special,
don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will deliberately, if I'm out with friends and we've got an inkling that we're going to order the same thing, I'll deliberately order something else so that we can both sample something different, and then we can share and take off that plate, as you said before.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a theme with your Grati-Tuesdays recently: the slow dinner, so you can communicate. Last week it was being in traffic jams.
Yes.
And again, it's that whole thing of prolonging the day a little bit in the moment that you're in. I'm here in this traffic jam, I can't rush it, just enjoy the moment that you're in.
Yeah, being present where you are, as opposed to spending all of your time with your gaze on the horizon thinking, where have I got to be, where have I got to go next? It's one of the things that I have to do as a cleric when I go and visit people. I'll go and see them in their own homes, maybe they're ill or in a hospital, or just go for a coffee or whatever. And it's really important that even though I've got more things on in that day, at that moment, I am present with that person in that space. And they are the most important person to me at that time.
Yeah.
I've taken a lot from this morning, Tom.
Yeah.
I have taken a lot from this morning. Just enjoy that moment. Like nothing's going to go quicker than it can. Some mornings we're here on the show and I'm gabbling through things. He says, "Why are you talking so quick? Why are you jumping onto that?" I'm like, "Because I'm thinking of the omelette that I'm going to make after the show." And then I realised that the omelette isn't going to come any quicker because the show is in that time. We've still got the same amount of time, so just go with it.
Yeah. One of my favorite things you mentioned there about being present in that moment is the transition. So when I finish the show here, there's a transition between me going from downstairs to upstairs, and whoever's upstairs needs to see that best version of me for that moment.
Yeah.
So you've got that couple of seconds time to be like, right, let's wash off what's been and let's get ready for what's to come, and enjoy that time just as much as you have the time before.
I can remember when my eldest daughter was little. And she came into the room and she wanted to share something with me that she'd been rehearsing for school. And I was there and I had my nose in a book, and so I was reading this book, and she was sort of like doing her little thing. And she said, "Daddy, you're not listening. You're not listening." And I was sort of like, "I am listening, sweetheart. I am listening." And she just said to me, "Silly Daddy, You got to listen with your eyes as well as your ears.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
You've got to be present. You've
Yeah.
got to pay that attention.
You really do.
Yeah.
Father Neil, thank you. It's that, Gina, we need to be more present.
We do indeed.
fact-
And it's been lovely, actually. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, the last time I saw Gina was at one of the barbecues, and we had that moment, didn't we, where we just
We
enjoyed each
did.
other's company, up for seconds and thirds, and just taking that time. There was no rush. It was lovely.
Well, who wouldn't want
was.
seconds and thirds of Gina?
It was the Pembrokeshire potatoes.
It was.
Oh, was it?
It was. It's been Grati-Tuesday with Father Neil. Thank you so much.
My
We
pleasure.
Can hear you again on Sunday morning.
Yes, absolutely. 8 till 9 with the Reverend Sophie. Alive and kicking. As always, we are there to discuss faith and to have, hopefully, a lot of fun as well.
Fantastic. That is to come up. And you had the Trinity to discuss on Sunday. If you want to hear how that went, you can listen back at purewestradio.com/catch up. Father Neil, thank you so much. It's 9:20 already. Goodness gracious me. We'll be back after some Irene Cara and Fame's on the way.
7 Spice with a staff